Everybody, welcome back to FTP Ultimate Reloaded, episode 15 with me, Sid. And last stream, let me just, my microphone's in a bit of a thing, and if you can hear shouting outside, it's warm in England right now. I think it's warm everywhere, except maybe the North Pole. We set up a pump to pump oil from the ground. And I wasn't certain at the time whether it would replace the oil with cobble. We also made this. We'll come back to this in a minute. This pump was definitely interesting though, because it was definitely I wasn't expecting this. Put it that way. Let me shut my window a second. Be back in a sec. All right, sorry about that. So this is done. This is done. We can take you. We can take you. We can take you. We can grab you. The pump is done with. How many barrels of oil did we get? This is the question. How many? Let's find out, shall we? 6,802 buckets of oil out of that. That is insane. Now, part of the reason for doing this was to get rid of this rather ugly oil slick on the thing. There is another one over there we can do should we need to. Right now I am kind of loath to do this purely on the basis that I need to work out what we can actually do with oil, because when I was on stream, we started looking at the options, and to say the normal Buildcraft options for using Buildcraft oil were drastically reduced would be it would be an understatement in the extreme. So yeah, actually let me just speed this up a little bit. Wow. Oop, that looks like we definitely got some holes in the ground. Yeah, because there was all sorts of hot gases, hot fuel gases, hot this, cold this, which, you know, in standard Buildcraft, you take oil, you whack it through a refinery, and it creates fuel, which you then use to generate power with a fuel dynamo thingy hoogemaflob. That doesn't appear to be the case anymore. These people have kind of broken this beyond any reasonable level, and now it's I'm just going to take all of this lot out, I think, and because we're going to have to landscape this. I don't see any reasonable way out of landscaping, so yeah, that's going to be a thing, but that's fine. So just let me tidy this lot up a little bit, and I shall be right back with you. All right, I'm cleared up out there. Now, what I want to do this episode is carry on really with what we're doing on the stream, which I say I've cleared up. There's probably a whole load of blocks still out there, which was continue on building this structure. We need a floor. We need to do some other bits and pieces. This is not terraformed, not landscaped. It does need finishing off, but you know what? It looks better than having a massive great pile of horrible oil everywhere. So that's a thing. We've obviously got a door frame. We've got all of that going on, and over here we have our 3x3, which, oops, I did not mean to do that. Did I only get, hang on. Now I just hit that with an active thing. So, well, it's not the end of the world, because we're going to stick solar panels above all of this. So, yeah, I mean, but the only thing maybe we would want to do is fill that in. But note to self, don't use the hammer mode on that. So we need 7 more low voltage solar panels. That's the thing we can be on with. I've been looking at the fuel, not the what to do with the oil, and I think I've got a feel for that. So we should be able to generate a lot of juice with that. But first things first, we need to make solar arrays. Solar arrays use those. We can make the solar panel. So if I say, can you make me 8 of those, please? It's missing rubber, 107 of them. However, we can craft those. Let me have a look at wire. We should be able to craft those using... Alright, let me have a look at copper then, shall we? We can craft those using that. We do need more of them, but that's fine. That is why we went and made this thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go with that for now. That'll give me 2 stacks of 64, which is always a start. So yeah, I'll get those crafted. That will allow me to make all of the wires we need to make, well, everything. And we will get the solar panels in. That will give us a starting power source. Yeah, so that's going to take a hot minute or two to just cook these through, and yeah, we'll take those out as well. Yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we have more or less emptied out our plastic. And I think we are 3 solar arrays short, maybe. It is working. We haven't destroyed the latex, it's just that it takes a while. And I'm wondering if there is a way to speed this up. Now, I want to head over this way. I need to go and get some sugarcane. We also need to think about how to automate and maintain our sugarcane system. And I've been kind of wondering whether we could, it was suggested that we could just actually burn sugarcane. You know, it's relatively inexpensive. Things that we could use just a bog standard generator to do that, because this stuff will burn, and it will go in a petrified fuel generator. 2 RF per tick. It doesn't do a lot, but you know, it doesn't need to do that much. I'm not sure whether there's any other tricks we can use, but so it is an option to burn it. It's just not very effective. And what I was wondering is whether we could then use some kind of comparator to look at the contents of the barrel to see if it was, you know, complete. Right, let me get that in there. So if I look at speed upgrade, there's a speed upgrade for modular routers, no use to us. There's a lily pad of fertility, which we need to make this, so we need lots of things. We might actually be able to make a lily pad of fertility if we ever wanted to go there, so that's useful to know. But what we needed was that. And then that with some gold gears. Let me just go and make those up. My applied energistic system is full as well. I desperately need to sort that out. But for now, let's just work here. So speed upgrade, like that, bang. Now, will that fit? Because this is a Tesla core. This is the core power system. Oh, it does. Okay. Interesting. Sometimes you just have to try things. You just have to go, oh, I wonder what happens if we do that. Now, if I jump into my diamond stash, which is not massive, but it's not insignificant either, I believe we can take you to a speed upgrade 2, which may improve the speed of this even further. Or not, as the case may be. Damn you. I haven't got an uncrafting. I've got no way of uncrafting that, have I, either? That's a shame. It's one of the things I do love, having the uncrafting grinder. But even with that, we can basically go... If we go to the speed upgrade, I can make 4 of these, I presume. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be able to make the... Oh, that just uses... Oh, bloody hell, that is an expensive way of making a speed upgrade too. But anyway, and presumably we can't... Yeah, we can't undo it. Okay, fine. So if I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those can become 8 of those, and those can become 8 of those. And then those can become 4 of those. There's got to be a way to just improve the throughput of this stuff. And my question, therefore, is... You can't put more than 1 in. Okay. Oh, well. You know what? It is what it is. It's useful to know that they exist. We've got them. We do need to improve our situation there. But right now, let's just go and put these 3 solar panels in and see where we're at. Now, with regards... So we just basically need to make 3 more, and we'll be laughing. Each one generating 80 U per tick, so that's 8, 16, 8, that's 16, 32, 48, plus another 3 will be 50, yeah, some more, 64, won't it? 64 plus 8 will be 72 EU per tick. That's alright, that's not bad, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be ungrateful here. But we have got this oil stuff, and we should go and have a look at what we can do with that. Now, if we have a look at oil, there are cool, hot and searing. Searing oil put through a distillable fluids factory will create 8 millibuckets, will create 8 millibuckets of distilled oil and 1 millibucket of residue. Residue has no appreciable function. Distilled oil, searing, can only be cooled down to distilled oil. That can then be going to mixed light fuels and dense fuel, which you can then cool back down to here, and that in turn can generate 15,000 EU, or can be used there. However, if we just go with cool oil and distill that, we'll get gaseous fuel, 16 millibuckets, and heavy oil. Gaseous fuel in a thermal generator from Tech Reborn will produce 40,000 EU, which is not bad. And also this stuff here, heavy oil, can't really be, you can heat it, you can generate another 10,000, so that's like 50,000 EU per bucket. Now we can of course heat that, and that can be then split further for fuel and dense oil. Fuel can then be cooled back down, and that can be used to generate 30,000. So we can keep splitting this down. It's just a question of how much we want to go with. but we need I think it's a distiller from Buildcraft Factory. Or distillation tower from Tech Reborn, whatever that does. Doesn't really help me at all. We can break diesel, fuel and things. Diesel can be used to make nitro diesel. Nitro diesel can generate a great deal of power. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what to do for the best. Well, I suppose for the best in the first instance would be take some glass, make 1, 2, 3 of those, and then we're going to need some redstone torches and a diamond gear. Oh, damn, come here. Diamond gear. Gold. What? One of those. I really do need to make some more cells urgently. One of those. One of those. One of those. Can we make one of those? We can. Oh, we already had a tank. Okay, fine. So this thing is Buildcraft Factory, so that is going to work with. I'm going to suggest that a dynamo may or may not hack it, but it may. Who knows? I don't think we're probably going to need to pump into that. Let me just have a look. Fluid. Servo and the ender tank. It's handy having a few of these spare kicking around because you can sit there and obviously make good use of them. And then that can go there, and we can go and pop that on there and turn that on. So oil's gone in. That's generating power, but it is not going in there. Okay, that's pretty much what I expected. Oh, of course, now we've got thousands of little bits of fragile oil shards. What can we do with you? Presumably we can do something with them. Let's just try that. There we go. Right, so magmatic dynamo, not going to hook up the mustard. We do need to use Buildcraft power then. I'm going to hazard a guess that that is not going to be powerful enough either. No, come here, you. Okay. Nope, not going to let me turn that either. This is annoying. Tell you what. I don't know whether that's doing anything or not. They used to have this really lovely animation, these things, and now they don't. Okay, let me have a little mull about this, and I shall be back in a second. All right, we're going to. I'm not further on this. I've hit the good old brain stop of this thing keeping on running out. So I thought first thing we'll do is we shall get a 4K cell sorted. And for a 4K cell, we're going to need This is the problem, you see, it won't even take the stuff in there. So we can do 1, 2, 3 of those. That'll do. Oh, 5. Okay, we'll do 6 then. That's fine. Make me another one of those as well. Then, if we can get a couple, then so much the better. Yeah. So we've got 6 of those. I need you. So 4K cells will go 1 and 2, and then we need a bit of that going. Oh, what am I missing there? Redstone. Okay. Some of my supplies are actually getting a little bit on the low side, it has to be said. Is that the one? Yeah, there we go. 1 and damn it, quartz glass. 4K. Let me just get another bit of that built, and then we should be able to make another one of those. Those will just combine nicely there, and that should give us another batch of storage, which, yeah, means we can now pop you and you and you away, and the copper cable and that for now. So yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with this power situation. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on it. Yeah, let me have a little fertile around a bit more, and I shall be back in a mo. All right, well, I think I am getting a little bit closer to understanding this. I mean, only a little. This is complicated stuff. However, I built this, and I'm not going to use this right now. What I do want to do, I think, is something along those lines on this wall. Now we know that we need to be 3 deep on this wall, so that's fine. We'll come over here and go 1, 2, 3, and we'll sort out the walls in a moment, and then we can have a thingy there. Definitely a window there, and then if we go 1, 2 on that side and 1, 2 on that side, 3 in fact, like that. So I'd like to get this building well, safe, for want of a better word, before the next stream. And I realise I'm kind of avoiding the issue here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did kill a skeleton earlier, so that needed to be done. But before we can really start to play with the power systems, we need to get the space done. Now, what I have done, this heat exchanger, you can put an additional 2 bits in the middle. When you do that, it forms this, and you pump a hot fluid in this end, and it cools down and comes out this end. Now, if it's lava, apparently it just gets destroyed. That's fine, I can live with that. You take your cold fluid, pump it up, and then that becomes a hot fluid by exchanging heat from the one going through the middle. It requires no power other than the pumping, which is good. And we're going to need to get an assembly table in here, because that's going to be a thing we want as well. However, before we can start faffing with this, as I've already said, ideally we will have this all dealt with. So we should be okay, I think, to hang on. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, we're doing it for it's backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may change that because I can't really see what the hell I'm doing when I'm doing it from the outside. Let's get that, and then we can come over here and oh god, get out of my way. Just get this lot. No. So if we got this building safe, then we're in a position then to really finish this off and do things proper. We do need to get the window bits on, we need to get doors on, we need to get a floor down. We probably need to put a block or something up there just to stop things dropping in on us, although it's unlikely that will be much of an issue right now. However, let's get this and go and update this here. We'll do the windows as well in a mo. That's interesting. Yeah, that's difficult. Of this side, it hasn't got that bottom bit. Okay, that's fine. We'll live. In fact, I'm tempted. Let me just try something. This kind of makes more sense to me than doing it the way we got, because I thought I heard footsteps, but it wasn't. It was my power system. Yeah, so that will go there, and then we'll take that and we'll put you in all the relevant places here. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and similarly on the other side. It doesn't need to be, you know, absolutely identical. I think I will probably do the same with that we did over there and take those back so they've got the gap as well. Let me grab you a second and we'll just fix that as well. Bop, bop, bop and bop. Not too worried about the back wall. That is, you know, that is what it is. And then we need to work out what we're going to do on this wall. But right now we need to go into placement mode and get some windows in on these sides so we can move on. Boop, boop, and boop. Boop, 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 boop. I hope I've got enough of this. Yeah, still need to fix this wall, and we've got, but that shouldn't be. I think I may actually even do that as more or less a solid wall there with no more window. I don't want to have too many windows because there's going to be sections where we are going to be building machines, and I don't want to have to take the windows out and replace them when they're in the wrong place, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Let's go to placement mode, see what we can do. Yeah, so let me just very quickly get this in. I'll get some doors on, and I think once we've got doors on, it's just a matter of coming up with some lighting and finishing off the inside and getting that bit done. So let me 1, 2, that should do us. Actually, just do the lot. 3, 4. Where's my alt key? Replace. Bang, 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 bang. And that should be that, I think. Yeah, that works. Let's head round, get some doors, and I need to think. I think for floor we're going to go with the basalt paver again because it looks good. So I'll get those cooked up, and I shall be back in a moment. Ran out of basalt, but fortunately now we've got the elytra. This is less, and also a much faster means of stripping out at the top of a volcano. This is less of an issue, so yeah, not all bad, is it? So I'm going to grab a little bit of this. I've cooked some up, but I don't think we're going to have enough. And we're going with a willow door for the factory because that's what I had. I'd like to claim that it was actually, you know, a very subtle design decision, but it really wasn't. It was. I don't have the good woods like wenge or cocobolo or anything like that, where you get the really nice, rich, coloured woods. And it would be nice to get those. and you know, we may or may not do some forestry. The problem with forestry is, of course, it automatically includes doing bees, and bees are, well, bees. I know it sounds like a really obvious statement, but they are. Bees is bees, and bees is not always the best choice in the world of things to play with. They can be tedious in the extreme. I think that's probably fair description. Very RNG based, so you know, we may do it, may not. We'll see just how happily I feel about the prospect of revisiting bees at any time in the future. Anyway, let me just grab some more of this. I'm going to get it cooked up, and you can tell this hasn't been loaded for a while because I actually took that chunk. I took the lava source block off the top weeks and weeks ago. So yeah, definitely no one's been here in that time because the lava source blocks are still flowing down. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, well, that definitely works as a lip. It's dead now. It's not a problem. So we have got a few bits and pieces. First things first. I'm going to take you out of there, and I'm going to stick this temporarily in the middle, just because it looks okay. And that gives us 8 solar panels. Once we've got enough for a 9th, we're good. But over here, we have got nice doors. We can see out clearly. That's good. And down under here right now, we've got a whole bunch of wires, and I have got an MFE, which will take everything that basically they can throw, because they are low voltage things. So again, we might as well have this charging up. It's only going to take 600,000 EU. I did think about doing an MFSU, but I really can't face the thoughts of doing an MFSU right now. What I can, however, do is get a floor down in here with a whole load of this basalt. I think we'll get away with that, won't we? Yes, we will. Okay. And we should be good then to start planning some slightly more advanced. We're going to have to get into build crafts, because we're going to need the laser array manufacturing thing. All sorts of good stuff, or all sorts of old school stuff, depending on your perspective, really. I personally do still find this pack reminiscent enough that I am enjoying it. There are recipe changes I disagree with. I don't like the fact that they have disabled the Buildcraft pump, as I mentioned on the stream at length yesterday. But right now, not a huge amount I can do about that. So, you know, it's there for server optimization. And I think if you're trying to create a nostalgic pack like this, you have to take the good with the bad. And you know, just saying, oh, you can't use that because it's not good for servers. It was good enough for servers when I was a lad. When I was a lad, there were 76 of us living on server in Middle Road. Sorry, I'm breaking into the 3 Yorkshiremen sketch again, aren't I? The 4 Yorkshiremen sketch again. We didn't have none of these fandangled forges when I was a lad. We had to sit there and install our mods by hand. It would work, actually, I think, probably as a sketch. I am going to definitely need more than we've got here, so that's the thing. We can live with that, though. I'm going to need some wire as well. probably going to go with gold just to make sure we've got the to bring the power down from the thing. I don't know whether I don't know. It's difficult to know what to do for the best sometimes, whether to have a separate power supply over here, integrate it over there. We haven't got any tesseract, so you know that's a thing to be aware of. And we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. I will get that floor down before I finish today though, and I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, just wrapping up for this episode anyway, and I haven't got as much done as I don't get as much done as I'd like. This pack is designed to thwart me at every possible opportunity. It's constantly thwarting. I did another 2 stacks of basalt. It wasn't enough. I wanted to make the last solar panel. I've decided I'm not going to actually bother with the last solar panel. I'm going to leave this as is, because what this worked out nicely as is we've got the MFA up there. These are all powering into it quite happily, just pushing into there, and there's our output. So we'll be able to do something with that. Now we're going to stick a door there as well, just because we can. And I think at that point we shall grab a quick screenshot, and I will see you on the next stream. But until then, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.